Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an unfortunate Star Wars movie news updates. I feel that's the per usual case for when it comes to Star Wars movies and their overall updates. Kevin Feige was one of the many in the last couple of years to actually be working and making his own Star Wars movie. If you don't know who Kevin Feige is, he's the president of Marvel Studios. He's pretty much the Kathleen Kennedy, but for Marvel Studios. So given that, he's a lot more appreciated to a point because of the track record of what Marvel Studios and the MCU is to this day. If you're a Marvel fan, I have a Marvel channel also linked in the description down below. But that's besides the point, given that he was rumored to actually be directing and working on his own Star Wars movie himself. This is something that's been circulating around. He's kind of spoken on this, touched on it here and there throughout interviews in the last couple of years. He's now confirmed, unfortunately, that his Star Wars movie is not moving forward any longer. So in this video, we are going to be taking a quick read from The Hollywood Reporter. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. It also does, to a point, arguably make a sense that Kevin Feige wouldn't be working on a Star Wars movie any longer, or would partake in that for really to begin with. Quite honestly, I'm surprised that he got as far as he did, to be honest, because he's in charge of Marvel Studios. He's in charge of the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The guy already has a lot going on. So given that, of his track record of what's going on with Marvel and Marvel movies, Marvel shows, and everything in between, their specials and whatever, and then putting a Star Wars movie on top of that, one of the biggest franchises in the world, the two biggest franchises in the world. It's a lot to do, it's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to pull off. That's not to say that Kevin Feige wouldn't be able to do that. So Kevin Feige is no longer headed to a galaxy far, far away. The Marvel Studios boss, who was developing a Star Wars feature to produce, is moving on to other things as he focuses on the dozens of films and TV shows on his plate for the MCU. When asked if his Star Wars feature was still happening, he told Entertainment Tonight simply no. It was part of a larger interview at the Las Vegas premiere to the Marvels movie on Tuesday. In 2019, The Hollywood Reporter had revealed that Kevin Feige was developing the project, a Star Wars project, and in January of 2021, news broke that he had actually hired Loki creator Michael Waldron to pen the script. So Michael Waldron would take on the script and actually write this movie, and Kevin Feige would direct and produce this overall movie. So while it's a shame that he wouldn't necessarily actually directly write this movie, he would still have a major play in the creative work that would have gone on for this movie. And it would have been so brilliant to see that unfold and that legacy really come to picture, especially within the Star Wars franchise, because we all know that Kevin Feige is filled with brilliant and amazing ideas of what the MCU is in this day and age. He's kind of in charge of slating the MCU and for their future projects, how everything ties together, how everything unfolds, the overall roadmap of what the MCU has to offer in the next coming couple of years. However, still at that, if you like anything of that what Michael Waldron has done, as he is the Loki show creator, he's a pretty brilliant writer at the same time as well. So putting these two minds together and putting them in the Star Wars franchise would have been something quite legendary. The landscape, though, from there looked different when Kevin Feige first met with Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy and then Disney Studio co-chairman Alan Horn and Alan Bergman. The last Star Wars movie that we had from 2019, The Rise of Skywalker, had not yet hit theaters at this point, and The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda had not yet powered Disney Plus in its early days. It kind of in that in-between era of before Star Wars was really about to hit a peak there. Saying that, I love that world and I love the notion of exploring new people and new places in that universe, Kevin Feige told The Hollywood Reporter that year of 2019. Lucasfilm has developed a number of big screen projects over the last couple of years, though many have fallen by the wayside, including a trilogy to be written by Game of Thrones' David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. and a Patty Jenkins directed Rogue Squadron movie that had even like a little, a trailer and everything at that. The point being is that it's unfortunate to see another Star Wars project hit the floor and not ever go anywhere and actually take off. Although this time around, I will be certain that I'm glad that we got actual confirmation, especially from Kevin Feige himself at that. Now, I do want to be a Star Wars fan and go ahead, theorize, over speculate on the idea of that he's simply saying no to this idea of that he's gotten to the official point of where he signed papers, an NDA, of where he's not actually able to disclose or talk about this kind of stuff until they actually officially announce it over at Lucasfilm. Because to say the least, there is that possibility, and I think it is a very real possibility, I think, even at that. But even then, from the get-go of when Kevin Feige had met with Kathleen Kennedy and Disney and everyone in between, I think right from the get-go he wouldn't have actually been able to really say anything or tease on anything, because this is something that he himself, Kevin Feige, has been kind of touching on, discussing in a couple of interviews for the last couple of years now at this point. It's also just a really big letdown, must I say, that we've been following this overall rumor, this story, I think at that, for Kevin Feige and his Star Wars feature film movie for the last 3 to 4 years, just for on a random, Wednesday for it to fall flat and say that, oh, it's over, it's not actually going to happen anymore. It's just disappointing, especially as I had mentioned, bringing together two big, brilliant minds over in the Marvel franchise, bringing them to another very big franchise being Star Wars. These two biggest franchises, Marvel Studios and Star Wars, taking those two creatives, putting them into the Star Wars sandbox and letting them make an overall film, I think would have spawned something really brilliant, something truly amazing in the world of storytelling, not just within the world of Star Wars storytelling, but overall storytelling, in the sense that it wouldn't have just been a great Star Wars movie, it would have been a great movie, period. So from there, as I was talking about before I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, though, as of there's been a lot of Star Wars movies these last couple of years, since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker, even full trilogies like the Game of Thrones creator and their trilogy, just falling on the ground and never actually going anywhere, something that's just silently pushed aside and cancelled. Same thing goes for Patty Jenkins and her Rogue Squadron movie were officially announced. So I hope to not see the same here for the recent Star Wars movies that were announced earlier this year at the beginning of the year at Star Wars Celebration, such as The Rise of Skywalker's Daisy Ridley making her return in Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's Star Wars movie, or Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Cultimation movie, or James Mangold and his Spawn of the Jedi Origin movie that would set thousands of years up into the point of the first Jedi in the franchise. Overall, guys, it's unfortunate, and I hope that it isn't the case. I still hold out some of that hope, as I had mentioned. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions and theories in the comment section down below. Is he pulling our leg on this one, or do you guys think it is actually over and done here at this point? Let me know what you guys are all thinking in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.